There comes a time in every person's life when he must stand before a mirror and confront the truth, not the polished version, not the version he shows the world, the real version weak, afraid, full of excuses, riddled with hesitation, paralyzed by fear. And until you stand there, lock eyes with that reflection, and say, enough, you will continue to live a life far beneath what you were designed for. Today is not a day for comfort. Today is not a day for softness. Today is the day you recognize that the version of yourself that tolerates procrastination, that accepts defeat, that welcomes mediocrity, that clings to excuses, that version must die. No ceremony, no second chances, no compromise. You must kill that weak version of yourself without pity. You were not born to be average. You were not created to be comfortable. Comfort is the breeding ground of weakness. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you feed the weakest parts of yourself. Every time you say, I'll do it tomorrow, you sharpen the knife that cuts away your destiny. Every time you hesitate, you build another brick in the prison of regret. You must be ruthless. You must be savage with yourself. If you have to destroy the parts of you that hold you back, then so be it. Inside you lives two creatures, one that wants to rise, one that wants to sleep. One that wants to conquer mountains, one that wants to stay curled up under the covers of fear. Every decision you make feeds one and starves the other, and the more you feed the weaker creature, the louder his voice becomes. The more you listen to his cries for safety, for laziness, for easy roads, the less you hear the roaring call of your greatness. It is a battle every single day, a war that is waged not with swords, but with thoughts, with habits, with choices made in silence when no one is watching. The weak version of you whispers in your ear, stay comfortable, play it safe, you're not ready yet. Kill that voice, silence it, replace it with the battle cry of courage, I will not back down, I will not delay, I will not live one more day at half my power. How many dreams have died because someone gave in to weakness? How many songs were never sung? How many books were never written? How many empires never built? All because someone believed the lie that it was too hard, too soon, too big for them. That will not be your story. You will not lie on your deathbed haunted by the ghost of what could have been. You must become a savage for your own life. You must stare weakness in the face and crush it underfoot. When fear rises up, do not run. When doubt creeps in, do not entertain it. When failure strikes, and it will, do not retreat. Attack. Attack with action. Attack with faith. Attack with relentless forward movement. It is not about never feeling fear. It is about deciding that fear will have no seat at your table. It is not about never falling. It is about rising so fast that failure barely has time to taste victory. The weak version of you wants to avoid risk, avoid pain, avoid failure, but the strongest version of you knows that risk is where rewards live. Pain is the furnace that forges greatness. Failure is the tuition for success. You must be willing to be uncomfortable, to bleed a little, to stumble, to stand again with bloodied knees and a wild fire in your chest, because that is where the true power is, not in the comfort zone, not in the shallow waters. It's out in the deep, where the storms rage and the waves tower, that you find out who you really are. Make no mistake, there will be pain. There will be days when you question yourself. There will be moments when the old weak self tries to resurrect itself, to grab the reins, to whisper sweet lies in your ear. Be ready, recognize it, fight back, declare war if you must, because the prize is your life. The prize is your destiny. The prize is living days so full of fire, so full of meaning, that regret dares not come near. Weakness has no place in the life of a builder, a leader, a champion. Weakness has no place in the life of one who is determined to live fully alive. Weakness is a disease, and your only cure is action, decisive, fearless, relentless action. When you feel like quitting, remember why you started. When you feel like slowing down, remember what you're building. When you feel like giving up, remember the cost of staying small. Your dreams are too big to be caged by the smallness of fear. Your purpose is too great to be chained by weakness. Kill it, kill the hesitation. Kill the overthinking, kill the self-pity, kill the endless waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time, there is only now, this moment, this choice, this chance, and if you hesitate, you lose. If you delay, you drift further from the life you deserve. You are stronger than your excuses. You are bigger than your fears. You are more powerful than your failures, but only if you act, only if you rise up. Only if you slay the version of yourself that is content to exist rather than live. Every great person you admire, every empire you see standing tall, was built by someone who decided that weakness would not write their story. They were not smarter, they were not luckier. They simply decided to be stronger than their excuses. They decided to act when they were afraid. They decided to move forward even when it hurt. They decided to kill the version of themselves that would have settled for less. You must make that same decision today, right now. There is no other way. There are no shortcuts. There are no hacks. There is only brutal honesty and disciplined action. You will wake up tomorrow stronger or weaker, depending on what you choose today. You will either have made progress or made excuses. You will either be closer to your destiny or further lost in the maze of mediocrity. Do not listen to the voices that tell you it's okay to settle. Do not entertain the soft counsel of the weak self that tells you to lower your standards to be realistic, to accept your limits. You have no limits but the ones you accept. You have no boundaries but the ones you refuse to break. You have no ceiling but the one you stop reaching beyond. Every time you act in strength, you drive the weak version of yourself further into the past where it belongs. Every time you make a courageous choice, you burn the bridges behind you so there is no retreat. Every time you show up, fight harder, move faster, believe bigger, you forge a new identity, a stronger one, a bolder one, a version of you that can no longer be held back by fear. One day the battle will be over. One day you will stand victorious, not because the weak version of you gave up easily. No, he fought, he begged, he pleaded, but you were stronger, you refused to surrender. You chose to live by faith, by fire, by force of will. And when that day comes, you will realize that the greatest victory you ever won was not over anyone else, it was over yourself. The true enemy was always within, and the true hero was also within. You are the hero. You are the warrior. You are the builder. You are the one who must stand in front of the mirror today and say, I will no longer allow the weak parts of me to run my life. I will no longer excuse mediocrity. I will no longer delay my destiny. Decide now. Decide fiercely, decide fully, and then act, move, build, fight, and never, ever look back. There is a fire that has been sleeping inside you, a fire that the weak version of you has tried to suffocate for years. Every time you said maybe later, every time you said I can't, every time you let fear win, you poured water on that fire, but it is not dead. It is still there, smoldering beneath the ashes, waiting for you to breathe life back into it, waiting for you to make the decision that you will no longer live as a fraction of yourself. You cannot negotiate with weakness, you cannot make peace with it, you cannot live with it in your house and expect it not to poison you. It is a cancer, and the only cure is total removal. You must take a stand inside your own soul and say, no more, not another day, not another hour, not another moment living beneath the calling placed inside me. Greatness demands a high price. It demands you burn the old bridges. It demands you bury the old excuses. It demands you kill the part of you that would rather be liked than be great, that would rather be comfortable than be victorious. Greatness demands that you sacrifice the old life to claim the new one, and it is a sacrifice. It will cost you the easy path. It will cost you friendships built on mutual weakness. It will cost you the comfort of doing what everyone else does. But what you gain is priceless. You gain the thunderous satisfaction of knowing you gave everything you had. You gain the unbreakable confidence of a man or woman who has been tested by the fire and did not shrink back. You gain the life that most will only ever dream about because they were unwilling to pay the price you paid. No one will hand it to you. No one will crown you king or queen just because you wanted it. You must seize it. You must take it from the jaws of resistance. You must claw your way out of the pit where your weaker self would love to see you stay. And when your muscles shake and your mind screams and your heart feels like it's breaking, that is when you must push even harder. That is when you must remind yourself, I was made for more than this. I was made to conquer. I was made to build. I was made to triumph. There will be days when the weak voice tries to rise again. It will try to lure you back into comfort. It will tell you you've already done enough. It will tell you that maybe you don't have what it takes after all. Recognize that voice for what it is, the voice of a dying thing. Do not resuscitate it. Let it die. Let the weak version of you crumble into dust while the strong version of you rises up and takes dominion over your life. You must have a standard for yourself so high, so unrelenting, that even your best day feels like a stepping stone to something greater. You must refuse to pat yourself on the back too early. Refuse to celebrate small victories if they become excuses for complacency. There is always a higher mountain, always a greater version of yourself to be unlocked, always more strength to be summoned, more courage to be found, more victories to be won. The world does not need another person who settled. The world does not need another person who talked big dreams but lived small realities. The world needs the version of you that is relentless, fearless, unstoppable. The world needs you to bury the weak version once and for all and rise like a warrior who knows what he was born to do. Every time you train your mind to move when you don't feel like it, every time you train your body to get up when it's tired, every time you train your soul to hope when circumstances say otherwise, you are killing weakness at the root. You are forging something stronger than steel, more valuable than gold, a spirit that cannot be broken. Understand that this war will not end tomorrow. It will not end next week. It will rage for the rest of your life. Every new level of achievement, every new peak you climb, weakness will come knocking again, wearing a new disguise. But by then, you will know better. You will have fought too many battles to fall for the old lies. You will recognize that the real enemy was never outside you, not your circumstances, not your background, not the obstacles. It was always inside, and it was always beatable. You will recognize that the life you were seeking was never given, it was earned, one painful choice at a time, one brave act at a time, one wet tear, soaked moment at a time. You will wake up each day no longer wondering if you are worthy. You will know you are. You will wake up each day no longer fearing failure. You will welcome it as part of the process. You will no longer search for strength outside of yourself, because you will have built it brick by brick, battle by battle, decision by decision, until it is unshakable, undeniable, unbreakable. And when the world looks at you and calls you lucky or gifted or blessed, you will smile. Because you will know the truth. None of it was luck. None of it was given. It was taken. It was fought for. It was built with your own 2 hands and your unbreakable will. And it all began the moment you decided, truly decided, that the weak version of you must die. There is a point you reach when weakness tries to call you back, and you don't even hear it anymore. Not because it stopped speaking, but because you have tuned your mind to a different frequency, the frequency of winners, the frequency of warriors, the frequency of those who refuse to live life bowing to fear, chained by hesitation, strangled by second guessing. You must tune your mind to that frequency so completely that failure doesn't scare you and success doesn't surprise you. Build a mind so focused, so aggressive, so determined that obstacles do not look like reasons to quit. They look like invitations to grow. They look like opportunities to dominate. They look like stepping stones toward a life so big, so breathtaking, that the weak version of you would have never even dared to imagine it. Understand, if you don't kill the weak version of yourself, it will kill your dreams. It will rob you of your future. It will wrap its cold hands around your potential and squeeze until nothing is left but regret. And regret is a prison you do not want to live in. Regret is the heaviest chain you will ever carry. No failure, no pain, no loss you experience by fighting for your best life will ever hurt as much as the regret of knowing you didn't even try. The weak version of you will beg for comfort. It will plead for sympathy. It will cry for validation. It will look for people to agree with its excuses, and if you are not ruthless, you will fall for it. You will sit with people who coddle your weakness instead of challenge your greatness. You will find people who say, it's okay to quit. It's okay to lower your standards. It's okay to settle. Cut those voices out of your life. Cut them out without mercy, because if you surround yourself with weakness, you will become weak. Instead, choose the harder road. Surround yourself with voices that demand your best. Surround yourself with standards that make you sweat. Surround yourself with people who make you uncomfortable because they live at a higher level and demand that you rise to meet them. Steel is not forged in soft hands. It is born in fire, beaten into shape by relentless force. You are the same. You do not find your strength in the easy moments. You find it when life shoves you to your knees and you stand back up. You find it when everything inside you screams to quit and you keep moving forward anyway. You find it when your body is exhausted, your mind is weary, your heart is battered, and you still whisper, one more step. This is how greatness is built, one more rep. One more hour, one more sacrifice, one more moment of pushing through when everything inside you says you can't. You build the strongest version of yourself by consistently choosing strength when weakness would be easier. There will come a time when people will look at you and say, how did you become like this? And you will know the answer. You will know it wasn't magic. It wasn't luck. It wasn't easy. It was 1,000 unseen battles. It was 1,000 silent victories. It was 1,000 choices made when no one was watching, when quitting would have been easier, when staying the same would have been safer. The world will only ever see the results. They won't see the nights you stayed up late grinding. They won't see the mornings you dragged yourself out of bed when every muscle screamed. They won't see the fears you fought, the doubts you crushed, the inner wars you won. But you will know, and that knowing will be worth more than any praise, any applause, any recognition, because real strength does not come from what people say about you. Real strength comes from what you know about yourself. You will know that when fear knocked, you answered with courage. When weakness called, you responded with fire. When the old version of you tried to drag you back down, you stomped it into the dust and kept climbing higher. You must harden your mind for this. You must be mentally savage. Emotional softness will destroy you. Self-pity will chain you. Wishing, hoping, waiting, these are the weapons of weakness. Acting, building, fighting, these are the tools of champions. Refuse to live another day trying to carry the dead weight of who you used to be. Refuse to give one more breath to the weak voice inside you. Refuse to settle for anything less than the fierce, focused, ferocious life you are capable of living. You do not owe the world an explanation. You do not owe your old self an apology. You owe yourself only one thing, to rise so high that when you look back, you do not even recognize the person you used to be. To rise so high that weakness becomes a distant memory, a faded shadow that cannot even touch the life you have built. The time for excuses is over. The time for fear is over. The time for weakness is over. Now is the time for strength. Now is the time for action. Now is the time for war against every limitation that has ever dared to stand between you and the life you were born to create. There is no enemy more dangerous than the one who lives inside your own skin. No obstacle more deadly than the fear you feed, the doubt you nurture, the hesitation you allow to whisper in your ear. That enemy does not deserve your respect. It does not deserve your sympathy. It deserves to be crushed. Every day, with every choice, you drive the sword deeper into the heart of that weak version, until it no longer dares to rise against you, Understand, life will not wait for you to get ready. Opportunity will not hold its breath while you decide if you're feeling strong today. The clock is ticking whether you act or not. The doors are opening and closing whether you are ready or not. And the weak version of you would have you believe that tomorrow is promised, that one day you'll feel courageous enough to start. But there is no someday, there is only now. There is only the decision you make in this moment to step into the fire and forge the version of you who can no longer be denied. When pain shows up, smile. When fatigue wraps its hands around you, laugh. When fear tries to block your path, sprint straight through it. Every time you push past what you thought was your limit, you are writing a new standard into your DNA. You are telling your mind, your body, your spirit, this is who I am now. I do not bow. I do not break. I do not retreat. It will not be pretty. It will not be easy. You will sweat. You will bleed. You will fail. Again and again. But every failure, every scar, every painful lesson is another nail in the coffin of the weak version of yourself. Another piece of proof that you are not who you used to be. Another building block in the fortress of mental toughness you are constructing. There will be mornings when you wake up and everything in you aches to stay small. Days when the enemy whispers that maybe you've gone far enough, fought hard enough, changed enough, and those are the days that matter most. Those are the days that determine everything, because if you only fight when it's easy, you will lose when it matters. If you only show up when you feel like it, you will never touch the life that is waiting for you on the other side of discipline. Success is a game of attrition. It is a war of willpower. It is a slow, grinding, brutal fight between the version of you that wants to quit and the version of you that refuses to lose. Every day you push. Every day you train your mind to override your feelings. Every day you choose discipline over distraction. You are winning battles that most people don't even know they are losing. You must wake up with fire in your chest. You must wake up ready to attack your weaknesses with ferocity. You must wake up with a hunger that devours comfort, that spits in the face of excuses, that charges headfirst into challenge. That is how you kill the weak version of you. You starve it. You deny it oxygen. You refuse to give it the easy life it craves. Because the truth is, comfort is the enemy. Comfort will lull you to sleep. Comfort will turn you soft. Comfort will steal your ambition, poison your vision, and chain you to mediocrity. You must become allergic to comfort. You must train yourself to love the grind, to crave the work, to find pleasure not in the easy victory, but in the hard, fought battle that leaves you broken, bloody, and victorious. And when you do, something miraculous happens. You stop fearing failure. You stop doubting your strength. You stop hesitating when opportunity knocks. You become the kind of person who moves before thinking, acts before doubting, conquers before questioning. You become the kind of person who is not surprised by success you expected. Every mountain you climb kills another piece of the old you. Every weight you lift, every limit you smash, every fear you face you are becoming. You are transforming. You are turning yourself into a weapon so sharp, so precise, so deadly to weakness, that nothing can stop you. And it will be lonely. Do not expect the crowd to understand. The masses have made peace with weakness. They have built shrines to excuses. They have woven their fears into the fabric of their lives. You must leave them behind. You must outgrow them. You must accept that killing the weak version of yourself means burying relationships that cannot survive your growth. It means outpacing everyone who was content to crawl. You are not here to crawl. You are here to soar. You are here to dominate. You are here to build a life so powerful, so undeniable, that the only thing left of the old you is a distant echo, a faint memory, a ghost that haunts the minds of those who never dared to follow you. And the beauty of it all is this: you already have everything you need. The strength is there. The fire is there. The will is there. It is not outside you. It is buried under layers of fear, doubt, weakness, but it is there. And every act of courage, every step into the unknown, every decision to move forward without guarantees, peels away those layers and reveals who you truly are. You do not need permission. You do not need a sign. You do not need more time. You need only to act with ferocity, act with urgency, act with the unshakable belief that no matter what stands in front of you, it will fall because you will not. You must make a vow today. A vow that no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you are knocked down, you will not stop. You will not retreat. You will not negotiate with weakness. You will stand over the grave of the old you, victorious, and you will laugh because you will know you earned the life that weakness could never have given you. You must treat your life like it is on the line because it is. Every day you spend entertaining weakness is a day you lose ground. Every day you let your lesser self whisper excuses into your ear is a day you drift further from the destiny that could have been yours. You are in a race against time, a race against decay, a race against the slow death that comfort promises, and you must run this race with a fury that terrifies the version of you that once hesitated. You must run with a spirit that does not understand the word retreat. You must run with a commitment so deep, so vicious, that nothing, not fear, not failure, not fatigue can drag you off the battlefield. Because make no mistake, you are at war. You are at war with your limitations. You are at war with your old habits. You are at war with the story that says you're not good enough, not strong enough, not worthy enough. You are at war with the voice inside that tells you to play it safe, to be realistic, to wait until the stars align. That voice must be silenced. It must be drowned in a flood of action so aggressive, so consistent, that it cannot survive. You kill the weak version of yourself not by talking about change, but by becoming the change. You don't destroy weakness with words, you destroy it with deeds. Ruthless, relentless deeds. Deeds done on days you didn't feel like it. Deeds done when no one else believed in you. Deeds done in the lonely hours when the world was sleeping and you were working. And each time you move when you are tired, each time you grind when you are empty, each time you refuse to let up when everything inside you begs for relief, you are engraving a new identity onto your soul. You are becoming someone the old you would never have recognized, someone who lives above fear, someone who laughs at obstacles, someone who refuses to lose. This world does not belong to the faint-hearted. It does not belong to those who bow at the altar of their own doubts. It belongs to those who move forward even when the ground shakes beneath them. It belongs to those who spit blood from their mouths and keep swinging. It belongs to those who understand that weakness is not something to be reasoned with, it is something to be obliterated. You have to look yourself in the mirror and demand more, not suggest more, not hope for more. Demand it. You have to raise your voice inside your own mind so loud, so firm, so powerful that every shadow of hesitation flees from you. You have to become the loudest voice in your own life, the voice that says, get up, move, fight, win. Because if you don't, the weak version of you will be the voice you hear. It will be the voice that tells you to take it easy, to lower your sights, to be grateful for a life you should be furious about. You must drown that voice in sweat, in sacrifice, in savage, focused action. You must crush it with every disciplined choice, every courageous leap, every brutal refusal to quit. And when you do, you will discover something extraordinary. You will discover that fear was an illusion, that weakness was a lie, that limitation was a myth you were tricked into believing. You will discover that inside you is a force so mighty, so unstoppable, that the world itself must step aside when you decide to unleash it. But you must choose it every day, not once, not when you feel inspired, every day, every moment. You must choose to burn the ships, destroy the safety nets, remove all exit strategies that lead back to comfort. You must tell yourself with full conviction, there is no going back, there is only forward, only conquest, only greatness. Weakness is clever, it will hide behind good enough, it will disguise itself as patience. It will cloak itself in the comforting language of self-care, but you will know better. You will recognize that the greatest act of self-love is self-discipline, that the highest form of respect for your own life is demanding your best, not occasionally, but relentlessly. You will train your mind to see what others miss. Where they see hardship, you will see opportunity. Where they see failure, you will see fuel. Where they stop, you will accelerate. Where they surrender, you will dominate. Because you will have made the decision that the weak version of you is not only dead, it is buried so deep it can never be resurrected. This life is too short to play small, too precious to waste in doubt, too powerful to spend it nursing old wounds. Every breath you take is a declaration of war against mediocrity. Every step you take forward is a victory over the old chains that once bound you. Do not be gentle with the parts of yourself that are holding you back. Be ruthless, be savage, be unapologetic. Rip the chains off your mind. Shatter the ceilings above your dreams. Tear down every wall you have built to protect your comfort zone. You are not here to live safe. You are here to live large, to live bold, to live free. There is no prize for those who almost tried. There is no glory for those who almost changed. History does not remember the people who waited. It remembers the ones who moved, the ones who risked, the ones who fought battles no one else could see and emerged victorious. You must become your own revolution. You must become the fire that consumes your old fears, the blade that cuts away your old doubts, the hammer that smashes your old excuses into dust. And you must do it without apology, without hesitation, without looking back. The weak version of you will not go quietly. It will fight. It will scream. It will pull every trick, every excuse, every lie it can, and you must be ready, ready to fight longer, ready to push harder, ready to be so stubborn in your pursuit of growth that weakness gets exhausted trying to stop you.